Hello bros, I'm Akane Pacific Zero, BroFive production. Next part is Sakura Space. Start coming right here. And loading where we left off. I wonder what sort of exercises she could be doing. Confirm. Enable electrical charge rounds. Confirm. I must feel the sting of failure. Sure enough, all of the virtual drones begin to hover around her. However, she is still not moving. She rests on one hand on the hilt of her plasma cutter, and the drones begin opening fire. And still she does not move. Instead, she moves her hefty blade, deflecting the shots as they come at her. From all angles, they rain down those electrical charge shots. If she gets hit by those, it won't be lethal, but it's going to sting a bit. Even so, she does not miss a beat. It always amazed me how swiftly she can move her sword. She could have been a dancer instead of a mercenary, and yet somehow she ended up here. All she is doing is sitting there and deflecting, however. It's then that I see it. She's trying to deflect the bullet in a particular way, making them re-shot off the walls of the simulation room. She's trying to destroy the drones while remaining on the defensive. The shots are reconcentrating everywhere in completely unpredictable patterns. It's storm of electrically charged projectiles. In the storm, the drones are swept up. The virtual bullets smash through them, spitting pixelated sparks everywhere. And even in the midst of all of the chaos, she still doesn't move. Her eyes remain focused, filled with determination. Although more and more drones fill the simulation room, she still does not move. Confirm. Increase difficulty. Confirm. The bullets in the room begin to accelerate. Now we still manage to keep up, although she seems to be exaggerating a lot more effort. Still not good enough. I need to be faster, stronger. I must do better if I'm to triumph over Akane. She's pushing herself so hard. With renewed effort, she begins to focus on her deflections. It's then that she begins to strike the drones with perfect precision. Each reflection downs one of the digital combatants. Soon there is only silence in the room. She looks around her, confirming that there are no drones left. Exceptional performance as always. Would you like to try again with increased difficulty? Naomi shakes her head. No, it's fine for now. I need to rest and collect my thoughts. Understood. Releasing the locks on the simulation room. Watching again? She obviously a bit uncomfortable, but she seems to be remaining steady. Yes? I am amazed that you managed to do that without moving. It's not a necessary exercise. Akane attacks aim to bind or disable, so I need to learn how to defend myself even if I can't move. With that deflection technique I have been working on, she won't be able to strike me with that web. What do you think? We have to consider all the other possibilities. Akane casually discards her whip before, just to lure us into a trap. Somehow I don't think that she is attached to it as we might have thought earlier. Now that you mention it, she wouldn't have trained with just that weapon. Even Kotori and I know how to use firearms, albeit not nearly as effectively as you. Akane obviously knows how to use that whip, but she would surely have something other kind of weapon training. I suppose it cannot hurt to practice nonetheless. Not at all. Just remember that if you become too fixated on countering her whip, she might pull out something else and completely surprise you. That is a fine observation. Perhaps I should start simulating a wider variety of opponents. Attack drones of this caliber, no matter how fast or intelligent they are, it does not change how limiting their own limitations. However, Nami, there's one thing which I think must be addressed. Was it really necessary to make the virtual round charge? When something is short in the simulation, there means that it carries a slight electrical charge, and when that hits you, it stings. If too many of them hit you, it would have been sore in the morning. Considering the current circumstances, I cannot help but feel that it's unwise. We need everyone at the peak of performance at the moment. While it wouldn't be lethal, being hit by that many electrical charge would put you out of commission for a while. You need to have some risk if you want to push yourself. If nothing is at stake, then it will simply remain medicore. Medicore? Even so, there is a wisdom in assuring you safety first. I understand, Captain. For your sake, I will not undergo any more charged simulations. Well, that was easy to settle. If it were Kotori, it would have taken ages to argue my point. Well, she can do it again after we capture Akane. So about Akane. After that last defeat we had, she said that she is going to start recording. Why is she giving us so many chances? Obviously, her goal is to eventually triumph over us. She obviously has an incredible ego. One sign of arrogance is to keep giving your opponents extra chances to beat you. However, this does also prove that she isn't that as ruthless as we thought. That is another point we should discuss. She obviously isn't consumed by her desire to defeat us. She has even stated that she does not want this to end so early. So that means that she is deliberately dragging this out. But why would she want to do that? We already know that she is a fan. That must mean that she sees this as inserting herself into one of our adventures. That is one theory I have thought about at least. There is still a lot that we don't know about Akane. It's rather frustrating to say the least. Usually we wouldn't need to create such an extensive physiology profile of our bounty target. Most of the people who we have hunted were just warmongers, criminals who couldn't uncover their tracks. Akane, however, has proven that she is resourceful, difficult to trace, and nearly impossible to catch. She could disappear right now, having defeated us. And we would probably never see her again. I think I also recall that she sees this as some sort of game. What you said does make sense in the regard. She is trying to become a part of the story in other words. But that just seems like a rather unusual thing to do. And not much of a motive for someone who traveled all this way just to have this mock battle with us. So she is either a very petty person, or she must be obsessed with us on some level. Obsession. Now that would explain a lot. I think that's it. She is obsessed with us. But the reason why? Well, we cannot discern that right now. We don't have the know where she is, we don't know what she's planning, and we don't know how to fight back. Until we sort out what we're going to do right now, there's no point of asking why. But of course, we normally do not take much interest in our targets. It's all part of the challenge, I suppose. Do you have a plan? Yes, trying to search for her ourselves isn't going to work. We will just play into her hands like we did last time. So the question is how we can bait her. That is what I was thinking too. If we made a trap, even if she saw it, I don't think she would be able to ignore it. Her ego is too big for that. I think so too. She is trying to prove her superiority, so of course she would turn up even to an obvious trap. Just so that she could prove that she is completely capable of outwitting us. We cannot make that bait too irresistible. That would just make her intentions obvious. What we need is something subtle. Something which seems to be of no consequence. She is a fan of ours, apparently, so what would lure her out? I looked down at the pistol on my belt. No, that wouldn't work. That would be too obvious. But maybe. Nami looks at me quizzically. What is on your mind, Captain? I think I might have a plan. Does our simulation room have deployable modules? Nami immediately realized what my plan is. They only have a certain range, and this plan relies on her knowing that we don't have a simulation room. Don't worry. We just need to think one step ahead of her. Well, this is it. The trap has been set and now we just have to wait. The shops are empty at this hour, so it's ideal for her. Sure enough, a shadow begins to emerge. Hello, Captain. So nice to see you this evening. Nice to see you too, Akane. I would actually say that literally. Not as a... I was not expecting you to come out like this. Weren't you now? She slowly takes a deliberate step, moving closer and closer, until we're standing face to face. So, Captain, what brings you out on this evening? You wouldn't happen to be doing some midnight shopping, would you? Or maybe you're out here for another reason? I wonder whatever that could be. Somehow it's all very suspicious, don't you think? Perhaps it would be. She just shakes her head at me and lets out a loud sigh. Are you really going to keep up this charade, Captain? Do you honestly think that I'm going to fall for something like this? I know that you're listening in right now. Captain, you keep putting so much emphasis on that. Oh, come on. She seems more disappointed than annoyed. There is no way that you would just walk out here by yourself and stand out in the open brazenly after what happened last time. Furthermore, the crew allowing the captain just step out exposed like this. It just doesn't make sense. So I cannot help but presume that this is obviously some trick. She giggles herself. And if it was a trick, what would you do? Do not rush me. I'm getting to that part. Since you obviously cannot outsmart me, then I guess I should just explain it to you. If I remember correctly, you had a simulation room which was destroyed in mysterious circumstances. But recently you have been earning a tidy little profit from your jobs. So naturally I presume that you had gotten the best simulation room money could buy. One that comes with deployable modules? How far am I off the mark, Captain? She noticed a bed of sweat. Oh my, you really are worried, don't you? It's almost as if you have something to hide. I bet you're standing in the simulation room quivering in your boots. How unsightly, Captain. If this is how you're going to conduct yourself, then I have no reason to prolong this any longer. It's clear who the victor is in our little game. She laughs to herself. In short, your plan was to bring me out into the open with no risk to yourself. Perhaps to track me or ambush me. You know all this and still choose to reveal yourself. Isn't that a bit egotistical? But of course, we both know which of us is superior at this point. Even with all you combined, I have managed to outwit you at every turn. Akane's self-massage was all it took to take down Nami, and Kotori took herself down with that silly spinning move of hers. The only one with which I haven't managed the best yet is you, Captain. Since you're not actually here, I think I can let this game play out a little longer. But do not get too comfortable. She smiles at me with arrogance. I know all of you better than you know yourselves. This hologram you put in front of me was to lure me into a trap. She motions a dark corner of the shop. Now who is waiting there for me? Nami, I'm guessing? Once again, that is really obvious. That would someone be sitting at the table when the food court is closed? She lets out a small huff. How stupid do you think I am? No one in the world would fall for traps as obvious as this. She pulls her whip out and examines it. Kotori would be busy sulking in her room right now to be here. So there's only one of you here. Which means that it isn't even a challenge. I kinda let out a loud yawn. I expect better of you, but you are all proving to be very boring. Don't think I'm going to let you get away with this. The shade of petty crimes on those planets while you were working under our company's name? Kohobos VI Asari EV Pantone 3. And you're tampering with the maintenance shaft and engineers? We will bring you to justice. Why are you making yourself try sound like a hero? It's almost like you're trying to distract me from something. What? Nami? She's too far away from me to be able to do anything. And my crimes? Yes, I committed all of these crimes. You need not remind me of it. She just smugly grins. Enough of this charade then. I'll be going before Nami can catch me. But as a parting gift, she pulls out a pistol. I think I fry your little hologram module. This will be your punishment for trying to fool me with such a petty trick. Maybe I could even fry your whole hologram room when I eventually breach your defenses. Configuration EMP blast. The pistol begins to hum softly. Its firing light immediately turns green. She points it, closing her eyes for a moment. Enjoy, Captain. She pulls the trigger. The blast causes the ceiling light to dim for a moment before emerging power kicks in. Ha! That's cool. That should... Huh? She looks again with disbelief. Is this hologram reinforced against EMP or something? It should have been disabled by that blast. I pull out my pistol. Think again. Configuration, stun. Akane releases our trick too late. She turns to move only to take a stunning round in the back. It doesn't hurt, but it will make her move a lot slower. She's still fast, however, but someone steps in her path. Going somewhere? But you should have caught up this. You shouldn't have caught up this quickly. She glances again and sees Nami still sitting on the corner of the shop. Oh, yes, that's how it is. Conversion non-lethal. Nami brings her blade down, Akane barely dodging it in time. This is great. I was right to have faith in you. Instead of panicking, Akane seems to be getting excited. All of you are so clever. Just be silent. There are $1 billion Imperial dollars on your head. I wish to be done with this mess immediately. But Akane is not giving up. Her whip lashes out, Nami avoiding it with great effort. Despite being hit with a stunning round, she actually seems to be fighting harder than before. Nami keeps up, however. The two of them seem to be stuck in a stalemate. I aim another shot and fire. Akane dodges it, only for Nami to hit her with the flat side of a plasma cutter. It sends her flying. This is fantastic. You have exceeded all of my expectations, but I don't want this to end just yet. Akane begins to retreating into the shadows. I want things to become even more exciting. Before we can react, she disappears again. Nami wanders over to me, still wearing a focused expression. Kotori, did you get all of that? Her head pops up from one of the shops. Every minute of it, including her confessing to those crimes she committed. Good. It's a shame that I didn't get to fight her, though. We needed someone to wield that bulky EMP shield camera. It's the only one we had in our quarters. I know, but still. It would have been nice. Kotori seems to be pouting a little bit. Oh well. It's what I expected to happen anyway. The important thing is that we have our confession. And we have some time before she fully recovers from those stunning hits. It was a brilliant plan, Captain. How did you know that she was going to try something like that? I didn't. I just planned ahead in case she had some sort of device which could disable electronics. I was not expecting her to pull out a pistol, however. I guess we will have to be careful about that in the future. Although we got an excellent result. It was still risky for us just to stand out in the open like that. Kotori or I could have done the same thing. I did not think it would work unless it was me doing it. In her head, she was already beaten, both of you. She's bound to target the next, since I'm the only one she hasn't beaten. This job has its risks, but it paid off. She has surveillance cameras at the entrance of her quarters, I'm certain of that. So she will see Kotori's camera and know that we recorded her confession and her crimes. Did you retrieve the holographic module too? Done and done. Excellent. This has been our first real victory over her. If they are thinking ahead of you by one step, then you need to think ahead two steps. As long as we have our confession, she won't be able to leave this ship. While the evidence still exists, we'll be able to catch her. Now we just have to wait for her to come to us. Amazing, Captain. With this, we take our advantage straight out of her hands. Yes, but now comes to the hard part. Once she licked her wound, she is going to come straight for us. We had better to be prepared when she does. Settling back into my quarters, I cannot help but grin to myself as I watch the footage. She really did fall for it. Hook, line and sinker. Don't you feel that you're enjoying it a bit too much? Not at all. It's fun to watch someone full of themselves fall flat on their face. However, since we tricked her once, she's probably going to be a lot more wary in the future. This is also a good time for you to be careful too. That is true. Let me just rewatch it one more time. Wait, did I just hear that door open? Is someone here there? Make sure to pull out my pistol. I doubt it's Akane. Maybe it is one of her robotic drones that got in here somehow. I had better... I actually expected it to be Kotori. No, wait, quit. So, at least that was all I had for Sakura Space this time then, so hit like and subscribe, and see you next time. BroFive!